will give it her all. She normally waits until about the last 3 minutes of the presentation or so. So try and be patient with May. Hopefully she'll show us just how smart she really is. Why don't you, sweetheart? But again, those are definitely on her own terms. Look, May, I've got some Nutrizioso and Delicioso. I have a smoothie for you, sweetheart. It's a very own smoothie that I'm getting all over me. Now, orangutan is actually two Malaysian words that mean old man of the forest, or, of course, in her case, old woman of the forest. The Malaysians did believe that orangutans were actually a primitive tribe of very little subcutaneous fat and very thick, dense body muscle. So, they sink, which is why, let's see, try to get a hold of you. So, they sink, which is why you will often find water moats around grade 8 enclosures. No worries though, folks. All grade 8s are very, very intelligent, so they know not to get near the water. Now, I mentioned to you that in the wild, Sumatra and Borneo orangutans did not meet. But in captivity, they have actually been kept together. And when they get very close, they create May. May is a very special orangutan. She's what's known as a hybrid. She had a Bornean mother and a Sumatran father. Sweet girl. May, you want to come out here for me? Can I get some help, baby? You can at least look and see what I have for you. You fixing your hair for everyone? Now, May is very big at 190 pounds. You can see she's quite a big animal. Males get twice her size and over 250 pounds. They are the largest animal in the world that are arboreal. That means they live in the trees. They spend over 90% of their time 50-deuced thumbs. It's very small and at the bottom of her wrist. So she can't do anything as simple as touching her fingertips to her thumb. But that's okay, because anything we think May should do with her hands, she can do with her lips, because she has prehensile lips. That way she can keep a hold of those branches up in the trees up there and just use her mouth as tools. May! Sweetie! Are you going to turn around and look? May! She's a stubborn one, isn't she? Now, orangutans also have very individual personalities, just like people. And May here is shy. She is extremely laid back. On a good day, May is borderline lazy. On a normal day, she's just lazy. I'll be up fun talking to you. Or about you. Look what I have for you, sweetheart. She said, maybe a smoothie will do it. See, now you can see May's fingers, or curled fingers and toes. Now, she's pretty careful and slow when she moves around. You're a pretty girl, sweetheart. Yeah, it's just Chad down there. They're just checking out your refrigerator because it went out. You know, someone's down in her night house. That's not a normal occurrence. So May's going to come out on her perch here for us. Now, you'll notice that there are all sorts of please do not feed signs here in front of May's enclosure. And those are very important. Because not only do orangutans share individual personality traits with us, as well as a lot of our intelligence, they also share 96% of our DNA, which means they share all of our germs. A well-meaning person who wants to share, so I'm going to have to get, I have to let her speak, otherwise she gets excited. A well-meaning person who wants to share their raisins with May, soon baby, toss that box in. Not only are they giving May their raisins, they are also giving May all of their germs. 99% of cold germs in humans leading to pneumonia in orangutans. This is exactly what happened to May about 2 years ago. May came down with a very serious case of pneumonia. The oral antibiotics that we were giving her were not doing the trick. So we had to resort to giving her daily shots. It also affected May's ability to breathe, so we had to teach her how to use a nebulizer. Now, when she's not feeling well, every morning and every afternoon she does that breathing treatment. She will probably be on that for the rest of her life. Normally during our search, we put nice sleeping bags for May. If you might see the bags around the enclosure, with different kinds of food in there. Unfortunately, May is feeling a little under the weather right now. So she's getting this nice, freshly made sweet smoothie that has bananas and apples in it. Don't tell her, It also has medicine. That's why we wanted to get this right now. Oh, Mason, I'm pulling out all the stops now. Where you going, sweet girl? Do you want to show everybody how smart you are? Do you? Lots of people here. What's the most important thing? I love you. That's right. Let's give May a big round of applause. Love is the most important thing, sweetheart. I haven't asked for anything yet. Can we see your feet? Look at those long Now, let me see that feet again. Let's see. I love you. I love you. Menachem. Wow. She's really pulling out all the stops there and that's for you guys. And there's that foot. May, where are your ears? Your ears. There are your ears. And how about a big stretch? Now I'm going to ask one time, May, how about a funny face? There we go. There we go. And that's how we check our teeth and gums and all sorts of things. May, this does not have a lid. She told me that and I should have put one on. This is not going to work well. Okay, ready, sweetheart? Ready? Good catch, May. Good catch, sweetheart. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know. It's a little messy. Alexa told me to put a lid on there, and I didn't. But she'll get herself nice and clean here. Now, orangutans very rarely come down to the ground, and that's because on the ground, they are more susceptible to their predators like large snakes, crocodiles, and of course people. Now, deforestation and lumbering are the major threats against these critically endangered animals. And unfortunately, they're also victims of the illegal bushmeat trade when they're hunted for their meat. A lot of times it's an adult female that is taken because they're not quite as elusive as the males. Well, the fact is often they have offspring that slow them down. That leaves orphans out there who struggle for survival or to be put into the illegal pet trade. They've really showing off for you guys. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned for you guys, but that all sorts of people ask me, and that is that people come here and they worry that May is lonely or depressed because she is the only orangutan here. Now, if anyone is feeling that way, you guys can all rest easy because May is exactly with whom she wants to be, and that is herself. Orangutans are the only primates that are solitary. So even in the wild, they would be by herself. They don't travel together. The only time you will see orangutans together is if the mother has a child. Now, females do give birth about every 4 to 5 years in the wild. For the first year of life, that baby is 100% completely dependent upon its mother. Orangutans also enjoy very long childhood. It takes mom a long time to teach them all the things they need to know. So they stay with us for about 9 to 12 years. Now the boys, they'll leave a little bit before those girls out there. But those girls, they often stay and help mom take care of any younger siblings that come along, which of course then teaches them lots of good lessons for when they are one day a mother themselves. Now May is showing you her amazing climbing ability, but if they were actually up here swinging on these horses, I would be worried that I put way too much medicine in that smoothie. Because that is not orangutan behavior. What May is doing right now is orangutan behavior. In the wild, they will make 2 to 3 nests. You can see where May has some of her nest building material over to the right here. They will sit in those nests. They will eat. And then they will eat. And then they will eat some more. And that's basically what they do. Adult orangutans pretty much sit and eat. And so that's what May has made it her life goal to perfect. Now, we are getting ready to go down and see our other great ape here at Monkey Jungle. His name is King, and he is a male western lowland gorilla. But before we go down there, does anybody have any questions? How long do orangutans live? Excellent question. Sorry I didn't mention that. At 22, May is actually a young lady. In the wild, orangutans will live 40 to 50 years. In captivity, 50 to 60. So guys, we're going to go ahead and go down to our left if you'd like to see King. Once we enter into the Cameroon jungle, you guys can go down the middle path or to the right, and Alexis and I will meet you at the other end. Bye, sweetheart. Bye, baby girl.
Well, there he is right there. Good job. Like that tall sitting there.
Monkey's coming. Brandon, where's the monkey? Brandon. Brandon. Abby. Come on, guys. You gotta look at me. Doesn't work, you guys don't look. Abby, you gotta look. Abby. Monkey coming.
It's too big of a gorilla.
Wow, look at this guy.
Oh my God.
It's a monkey.
It's a gorilla.
Look at him. Looks like Grandpa, doesn't he?
That's a big round.
Yeah.
His name's King. I'm going to tell you all about him in a second.
Hey, King.
Guys, you're welcome to stand at the fence like you are, but if you are, you can't stand here. Because then people sitting down can't see. You guys can sit down here or stand on to either side or sit on the roof.
I'm gonna stand by you.
You're going to have to stand a little bit further away from me, though, because you know what? King gets upset when people get close to me. How you know?
That happened to me 2 years ago here with an older woman.
Tina?
I don't know. And everyone left and was risen, and he stayed back there. He would not come out. And as soon as everyone left, I started talking to her. He come
Charging out.
thumping and carrying on like that. I couldn't believe it. I'm
Yeah.
glad that move was there.
Yeah. Yep.
He was thumping.
Yep, they get very, very protected. Not many people work with them, and so it's a long bonding process, but once they trust you, boy,
He didn't want me near her.
they are very protected. There's no doubt about that. Huh, King? You're kind of like my bodyguard. Well, once again, good afternoon, guys. My name is still Tracy. This is King here. King is a male western lowland gorilla. He's 38 years old. He weighs approximately 450 pounds. King stands just under 5 feet 2 inches tall, and he has the strength of 10 to 12 very, very, very strong dads. Don't you, King? Now, King is what's known as a silverback, and that means that he's a mature gorilla. Gorillas mature between the ages of 10 and 15 years old. Before that time in their life, they have black hair on their back, and they're called blackbacks. Afterwards, they develop that beautiful silver hair, hence the name sit around. Shake it up. All right. Got a banana? Here you go, sweetie. Oh. You're going to start calling me Aaron, aren't you? Sorry, King. Sorry, baby boy. Yep, I need you guys. Yep, Yep, I need everyone. No, only because then other kids also. I know it's tough. Okay, sorry, King.
She made a mistake.
Yeah, I hit him. That was not very nice. Sorry, baby boy. Well, he's okay because he's still eating the peel. Now, unlike me, who is an absolutely phenomenal catch to my non-phenomenal throwing, King here isn't. At 38, he's actually pretty old. He had me take off my hat earlier, but hopefully I can put it back on and he won't get mad. King at 38 is pretty old. Gorillas in the wild live to their early 40s if they're very lucky. In captivity, they can live up to 50. The King doesn't have a whole lot of depth perception left. And he has a hard time seeing things close up. They do travel in family groups of about 5 to 15 to 20 members. You will notice that King is the only gorilla on this island. We got King 28 years ago. At the time, he was 10 years old. Late in the afternoon, King, you want to take a little nap? There we go. King, part of the problem is you're sitting forward more than you normally do. You're throwing me off. Ready? There we go. That was a little bit better. Yeah, didn't hit him in the head. Yeah. You know what, a few months ago, guys, I had the world's largest orange in the entire world. It had to be on steroids, and I hit him right in the face. And you know what, it didn't hurt him, and he wasn't injured or anything, and he was actually really patient with me, but I felt like I just hit my dog. So, that's a traumatic experience for me. Now, King, like I said, is the older gorilla here. We got him 28 years ago. We had a male and a female here, and the male had just died. The female became very lethargic and very depressed. At one point, I was worried that we were going to lose her as well. So we knew that King was available from a circus, and we went and got him. Now, Mitzi was actually introduced to King. Mitzi was the gorilla on 3 separate occasions. On every single occasion, she beat him up. Which is a nice way of saying, or another way of saying, she rejected King on all 3 occasions. After Mitzi passed away of old age, we then actually brought in another female gorilla, which is a feat in itself, because female gorillas are very hard to come by. 7 out of 10 gorillas born are male. Now that was when King suffered his 4th rejection. 4 rejections exactly. There's enough in anyone's life. Now, when King was in the circus, to make him, quote, safer, they pulled his canine teeth. Those are those great big fang-like teeth in the front of the mouth, and they happen to be very, very important to gorillas. Number 1, you can't put just any 2 gorillas together. They're just like people. Secondly, it's the female that picks the mate, not the male. Now, without those teeth, King might very well have been considered inadequate because he would be unable to protect his female or any future offspring that they had. Again, without those teeth, we can't put any male gorillas here with King because he'd be unable to protect himself. So he does have this 1.5-acre island all by himself. 365 days of the year, barring any hurricanes. But no worries because he also has me 9 hours every single day. Fortunately, I'm not always hitting him like I just did. Now, if King ever gets lonely or just wants some company or a treat, some iced tea or whatever he might want, all he has to do is go right to our left into that tunnel there. He lets me know he's back there. Sometimes when he comes back, he just wants to sit quietly and have some company. Other times he wants to be a little bit more active. King likes to dance and listen to music. Salsa and steel pan are his favorite. And sometimes King wants to be even more active. When it's a really hot day, a lot of times King and I will have a water fight. Guess who wins? He does, every single time. But his favorite pastime during the day is actually finger painting. And we do have finger paintings that King and I have done in the past in the gift shop if you want to show your love. Now, being a very urban gorilla and one who's losing patience with me quickly, King does have his own air-conditioned night house. It also boasts its own TV and DVD set, or DVD player. I'm not kidding you when I tell you that one of King's favorite movies is indeed Planet of the Apes. The old one. The new one looks scary and I haven't watched it yet, but the old one. But at night when I tuck King into bed, I ask him if he wants to watch TV, and he'll shake his head yes or no. Lately, when it's been yes, he's been having me stop on the Weather Channel. Now, gorillas sleep 10 to 12 hours a night, so if he wants it on at night, I don't leave the volume up because I don't want to keep him up. But they also see the world just like us, and that means in color and 3 dimensions. With all that Doppler radar, it's probably very colorful and stimulating, so that's probably why he likes it. Up until rather recently, however, his favorite afternoon show was the Ellen DeGeneres talk show. So he goes through stages. Now you guys may notice that on King's belly there, there's a great big red, raw, bloody spot. And that's because about a month and a half ago, King found some poison wood before I did. Poison wood is a lot like poison ivy, and it's very itchy. Every morning I give King an Alivert to take care of the itching from the inside. Then he has to sit very still as I rub some stuff on his belly to take care of the itching from the outside. It is very hard for King to do this because he's tickled. Aren't you, sweet boy? I'm almost done, King, so you want to do a little grand finale for these folks? Yeah? She says no, I just want food. How about walking like a man, King? Can you do that? Up! Walk like a man! Turn around and walk back! Good boy! Are you ready? This is not the right spot for me to throw, King. Can't be changing this up on you.
Randy, come here.
That almost looks like I planned it, huh? Now, you see that great big bump on King's head? It's called a sagittal crest. It's much more pronounced in the males than the females. It's actually the site of attachment for those great big canine teeth that I was telling you about. And partially because of those great big canines, lots of people think that apes, especially gorillas, are mean, ferocious, flesh-tearing animals. And in fact, they are not. They are very private, they are very protective of their families, but they don't want to fight with anybody, which is why they're called the gentle giants. As a matter of fact, gorillas are the only primate that's actually 100% vegetarian. So, he doesn't eat any meat. But that does not mean that he does not have a voracious appetite to keep up that beautiful 450-pound physique of his. So, every day, he does consume between 60 and 80 pounds of fruits and vegetables. Which is why you would think I would be a better pro. Now, in there, you've got some green beans and sweet potatoes and carrots and all sorts of kinds of lettuce and celery that he gets. His favorite fruit is probably grapes, and his favorite vegetable is by far. And lots of people ask me if King climbs any of these trees out here on the island. Remember that I mentioned that he is 38 years old. I also happen to be 38 years old. I am out on this island every single morning, and I can assure each and every one of you I'm not looking for trees to climb. Now, we both know we are a little bit older. Our bones are becoming a little bit more brittle, but we prefer to stay on the ground where it's nice and safe. And one more quick story, and that is that before King had this beautiful island, he actually had been in a cage for pretty much all of his entire life. So it was a little bit scary for King to come out here, and it took a while for him to work into going around the island. And then when he had gotten a little bit more comfortable, he was leaning against this ficus tree right here, sleeping. And an iguana got a bit curious. To get a closer look, that iguana came and climbed right up on King's belly. It woke him up, and he screamed like a baby. Since then, King seems to have figured out, being the very intelligent animal he is, that, you know what, he's bigger than the iguana. So, when the mood strikes him, King will actually lure one over with his fruits and vegetables right there. When that iguana gets close enough, he picks it up and drops it in the moat. Kind of like his dirty food. Now, it doesn't hurt the iguana. They're very hardy creatures, and they're excellent swimmers, so they just climb up and do the whole thing all over again. The King also happens to be trilingual. He knows, being down here in South Florida, it is very important for him to understand Spanish, and he fluently understands Spanish. Bye, King. Here, obviously, I communicate in English, but King also signs, and he does have about 15 to 20 of his own signs. They mean the same thing every single time he does them. We've never had a problem communicating with King. This is him saying, okay, I'm done with my show. That's not hard to communicate, is it? Now, before I send you guys on, King, I didn't even go extra long. I'm exactly right on the mark. He's like, the only way to get her to be quiet is to walk away. And he's telling all of you that, too. If you stay there, she'll never be quiet. Does anybody have any questions about King before I send you on your way? You guys learned everything. Yep. Before he was in the circus, actually King was probably taken out of the wild at a very young age, which is a sad thing in its own right, because any baby gorilla is taken out, you have to slaughter the entire group, because an adult gorilla will not leave a baby behind. At that time, it was still a regular practice, and gorillas were taken out of the wild. He was probably taken out of Cameroon, somewhere in Africa. And he was shipped over here for a while, and he was spent in Las Vegas. Doing what? I don't know. Then he was purchased by that circus, and then we got him at 10. What do you do when there's a hurricane? What do we do when there's a hurricane? King has a night house with thicker cement than that, but he sleeps in every single night, and he just walks right out. He stays there. Other animals. Most of our animals do have at night houses are two free-ranging populations. So our feral monkeys, where we have about 170 of them, and our Javas, about 140, they take care of themselves. They actually do a very, very good job of it. There's lots of sinkholes with this coral rock and limestone. They just climb down there. So.
How close do you get to King?
How close do I get to King? King is 450 pounds. Even without teeth, he's pretty strong. Even a hug could be pretty crushing. So I get very close to him, but we always work through bonds. Now, I can hold King's hand, I can touch him, I can tickle him, I can scratch his back, I can do all sorts of things, but it is always through bonds. And heaven forbid, if something were to happen, he would be the one that would be held responsible for it. Not the monkey. He is a wild animal. Well, guys, your next presentation, if you're interested, is at 4 o'clock, and that's...
Here's the thing. What's the feeding down
Oh my gosh, yeah, look.
No.
Oh, wait.
Baby, that is true.
Oh my gosh, dude. I could do it again. I did like Oh, you go full? There's a monkey. It's Grandpa.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Monkey Jungle, Amazon Rainforest. My name is Chelsea, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about these monkeys and this rainforest around you. So if you have any questions when the presentation is finished, I will be happy to answer them for you. Well, before 1992, if you were to look up toward the sky, you would have not been able to see it. Because of the dense canopy of vine growth, it would have been very dark, cool, and moist back here. Much of the vegetation that you can see on the ground now did not exist in our old rainforest because the sun could not reach the ground as well as it does now, so only the hardiest of plants could survive. We even had our own weather system here, which is similar to that which you would find in the South American rainforest. And because of the humidity and moisture that condensed above the canopy, and the fact that some of the lower lying clouds are called the powder seas, it would rain somewhat consistently almost every day here, maintaining the environment a richer rainforest. It was one of the only semi-natural tropical rainforests in North America. However, in 1992, Hurricane Andrew made landfall and it devastated the park. We lost 100% of our canopy and 80% of our overall vegetation. Now there are 3 different species of monkeys in our rainforest. The large red ones, like the one in this picture, are called red howler monkeys. And I don't see any. The big brown ones, like the one in that tree right there, and the one in this picture, are called black-capped capuchin. And the little yellow and gray monkeys that you see everywhere else, those are the squirrel monkeys. Well, we currently have 3 red howler monkeys, and they get their name howlers because of their territorial vocalization, which can be heard for up to over several miles away. They're the second loudest animal on the planet. First comes the blue whale, and then comes them. Well, if they were here and you were to look at their tails, you would notice that they'll be able to hang their bodies down from the branches by their tails. The type of tail that they have is called a prehensile tail, and they could use it as a fixed leg. It allows them to reach down to reach the fruits of the smaller branches that are inaccessible or otherwise too small to climb out on. The capuchins have the same types of tails as the howlers, and baby squirrel monkeys have semi-prehensile tails, but they lose that ability of their tails as they age. The tails of older squirrel monkeys serve the purpose of balancing as they jump through the trees. Now we have 5 black-capped capuchins, and these are the monkeys that were previously used as organ grinder monkeys. And you can also see them in movies such as Ace Ventura, George of the Jungle, and Pirates of the Caribbean. And this is because capuchins are considered to be the smartest of all the New World monkeys. They are even being used in programs to help quadriplegics and paraplegics. They are trained to do things that their owners are not able to do themselves. Things like turn on and off lights, radios, and televisions. Set clothes and shoes and help to dress their owners. Collect the bed sheets, help feed their owners. Turn pages of books, and put books back on the bookshelves. Now in the wild, capuchins, howlers, and squirrel monkeys all live in the same rainforest. But in the true rainforest, the howlers mainly occupy the upper levels of the canopy above 60 feet, whereas capuchins and squirrel monkeys primarily occupy the mid and lower levels of the forest. Now these squirrel monkeys are the whole reason that this rainforest exists. And Frank Dumont brought these squirrel monkeys here back in 1955. And once he had a population established, he noticed that he was able to do something at the time that no other youth or facilities were able to do, and that was to breed them. Other zoos and facilities will put several males and females all in the same small cage and expect them to reproduce, and they would not. And what Frank DeMond realized is that these squirrel monkeys remain in same-sex groups throughout the year. The males stay with the males and the females stay with the females. Also, females are the dominant sex, not the males. So they will come together at the feeding stations, but once they leave, we'll be back to our same-sex groups. And for about 8 to 9 months of the year, if a male tries to approach a female, the chances are that he'll be chased off. Now, the males do have one adaptation to this. During the months of November to March, which is their breeding season, the males go through a process called fatting. And during this time, they have a huge surge in the level of their hormones, which causes them to gain about 20% of their normal body size and weight. So pretty much they look like little bodybuilders. And this does three main things to the males. First, it makes them virtually irresistible to the females. Second, because of the increased level of the hormones, it makes them more aggressive. And third, it makes them a little bit bigger so that they can withstand the good breeding from a female who does not wish to associate with him. And once the breeding season is over, the male will shrink back to his original size. Now if you look at the feeding station, you can see that each day they get a healthy amount of fresh fruits and vegetables. And with about 150 monkeys in this rainforest, they wonder why all of the food isn't gone. Well, that's because fruits and vegetables only comprise between 20 to 40% of the diet of squirrel monkeys and capuchins. Both are omnivorous, largely eating various insects, lizards, spiders, and other small animal prey. So what they get during the shows is only a small part of their daily food intake. The rest they find on their own as they would in the wild, under leaves, and on trees and other plants. Well, this concludes the presentation here at Monkey Jungle's Amazon Rainforest. Does anyone have any questions?
You actually go in and play with them?
No, we don't go in there too.
Don't play.
They're wild, so we can't touch them or anything. They'll jump on us when we bring the food and stuff, but as far as that, nothing else.
Do you ever see the howler monkeys?
Yeah, they come out occasionally, but I guess they're sleeping. Well, they sleep throughout most of the day because they eat leaves, and leaves are hard to digest. So they'll come out occasionally, but sometimes they don't.
You're not afraid of them? I mean, behind here is like a jungle, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You're not afraid of them running away?
No, we have a perimeter fence around it. Yeah, and it has like an electrical wire at the top. But it's only like 6 feet high, the fence. So I mean, if they wanted to jump over, they could. But since they're all very territorial, they don't, and they stay here, and they have like all the food and stuff. There's one cat in here, but it's supposed to be in here to keep away the mice and the rats. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, I'd like to take this chance to thank you all for coming out today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Monkey Jungle.
When do they breed?
November to March.
What is one
When you look at them here, they should have been like the humans. Humans just like a raccoon. This makes it very neat. Take them all around and look at the
No, your black stuff that you think so we go through around
You only give them so much time to eat?
Huh?
You only give them so much time to eat?
Well, it's for the shows, because they don't eat most of the food anyways, because they have a bunch of vegetation and stuff growing around the 5 acres that they have.
You mean
We did that. We did that.
you mean it's dead?
We did that.
So, oh man, look at him there. Climbed up a tree. It's something else.
She's not shy. You're not shy. I guess you're getting used to it as well, right?
Yeah, at first, to talk in front of a lot of people, especially when sometimes during the weekends it gets really crowded with all of this.
Absolutely.
There's no seats. Like, at first it was like, it was really
I
hard
mean, that's
for me to do.
overwhelming for a 19-year-old. I don't want to tell you what I was doing at 19 years old.
No, Jimmy, don't tell her.
So I mean, this is pretty good for you.
Yeah,
And it's definitely overwhelming to speak, and you know, all these eyes are looking at you.
yeah.
Very, very good.
Daddy, Mimi.
What do they eat? Bananas?
They eat a lot of different kinds of fruits.
And fruits.
Yeah.
And eggs too?
Yeah.
They like eggs?
Vegetables, stuff like that.
Do
Yeah,
they really?
they really like the eggs.
I never knew that. Yeah? They eat the whole egg or just the...
Yeah, well, they take the shell off
Yeah.
and they eat the inside.
So the yolk and everything then? The yolk?
Well, sometimes we boil it and sometimes we don't.
Right.
And so I guess they'll just suck out everything.
Oh,
But
Because when you think of monkey, you always think of bananas. You never think of eggs.
No.
Yeah.
yeah, they like to eat eggs and bugs
And bugs too? Really?
and different insects and vegetables.
And a lot of vegetables too, I guess, right? You know it's feeding.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Monkey Jungle's Wild Monkey Swimming Pool. My name is Chelsea, and at this time I'm going to go ahead and ring this triangle to let the monkeys know that I will be tossing fruit for them. Just to let you know, the reason why we ring this bell is because we have about 140 of these monkeys, and they are all spread out over 7 acres. These monkeys are not tamed or trained in any way, and we have no control over who shows up. So just give me a second to ring the bell, and I'll see if any monkeys want to come and eat.
How do the monkeys want to eat?
Lunchtime.
Well, the kind of monkeys that you see in front of you is what we call a Java macaque, or a crabby macaque. The first name they get, Java macaque, is given to them because of where they originate, which is an island in Southeast Asia known as the island of Java. The second name they get, crabby macaque, is given to them due to the fact that in the wild, their natural diet includes crabs and shrimp. One other interesting fact about these monkeys is that they swim. Now, although all monkeys are able to swim, few monkeys actually seem to enjoy it the way these guys do. But, since shrimp and crab are frequently found underwater, Javas in the wild have to swim to get their food. But in this group, it's usually the juveniles who do most of the swimming because they enjoy playing in the water. The older macaques are either too lazy to work for their food, or they just don't want to get wet. Well, these macaques were brought here in 1933 by Joseph Duman. He wanted to study primate behavior here in a semi-natural environment, rather than 1933.
33?
Yes.
Really?
He wanted to study primate behavior here in a semi-natural environment, rather than having to travel to work in Southeast Asia. he imported 6 of these macaques from their native environment. As I mentioned earlier, we have about 140 of these Javas within this 7-acre compound, and all of them are the descendants of the original 6, which were released here more than 70 years ago. And what Joseph wanted to study specifically was the social structure of the Java macaques. It is based on what is called the dominance hierarchy, or pecking order. What that means is that there is a monkey number 1, and he is the leader and most dominant animal in the group. And under monkey number 1 is a monkey number 2, and under monkey number 2 is the less dominant but still important monkey number 3, and so on. Well, I guess just from looking at them so much I can identify different characteristics. No, I can't. He's sitting right there at the top of the log, yeah. Yeah, his name is Casper. Yeah, of this group. Yeah. Well, as leader, Casper has certain responsibilities to the group. It is his job to maintain the ranking system and social order within the group. This means if there is a fight that escalates to a very serious level, it is his job to break it up or end it. Also, if there is a lower ranking animal that steps out of line, it is his job to put him back in line. He also leads the troop against any outside aggressors, which could be monkeys from other groups as well as predators. Being leader also has its rewards. As leader, you get the first choice of food, the first choice of place to sleep, sit, and walk, and the first choice of females. No. Well, to become the monkey number 1, he either has to kind of be born high rank, and then either he defeats he fights for the number 1 position with the current one, or that he just moves up by getting respect.
Unbelievable. That's really cool. Can you call him Casper?
Yeah, his name is Casper. Oh, it's okay.
Man, be careful. You get it? Is that unbelievable? Or he actually speaks the number 1 up.
Well, frequently people ask me, how does a monkey get its rank? And why is Casper the leader? Well, there are 2 main factors involved. One is their maternal association, or who their mother is. What that means is that if they're the offspring of a high-ranking female, then they're going to be a high-ranking monkey. And if they're the offspring of a low-ranking female, then they're going to be a low-ranking monkey. The second factor that determines their rank is their political alliances, who their friends are and how many they have. Now their rank can change in one of 2 ways. First, when males are young, they roughhouse or wrestle around, similar to how many children do. And this is when they make or break most of their friendships. But as males get older, if they want more access to food or females, they will have to earn that privilege, either by winning the respect of higher troop members or by fighting for it. This is where their friends come in. If you are a lower ranking male, and you could somehow manage to defeat a higher ranking male, you can move up in rank. You can defeat another male by having the most of the following 3 qualities. You have to have great physical strength, you have to have the support of male troop members, and you need to have the acceptance of the females. When a male moves up in rank, you commonly see the social status of his mother improve as well. Any offspring that she has from that point on will also be of that higher rank. But any offspring that she had before she moved up in rank will remain whatever status they were initially born into. The second way that their rank can change is if another male ever overthrows their alpha male. They will then have to assume a subordinate position, not only to the new male, but also to any monkeys he brings with him. Now frequently, you can see the Javas doing a behavior called grooming. And what they're actually looking for are not parasites such as fleas and ticks. However, if they do find a parasite, they will gladly pick it off and eat it. But in general, they are very clean animals and almost free of parasites. And what they're actually looking for are tiny little particles of dandruff. When these monkeys perspire, salt from their sweat is absorbed into the dandruff particles, and it serves as a salty little snack for them. More importantly though, grooming strengthens the bonds between these animals. The lifespan of a Java macaque is 20 to 25 years, with males maturing between the ages of 5 and 8, and females much earlier between the ages of 3 and 5. And once mature, a female may have 6 to 8 infants throughout her lifetime. Now the females give birth to only 1 infant, usually during the months of May through September, after a gestation period of about 6 months. The newborns are easily recognized because of their black fur and pink skin, and this coloring is called a natal coat, and has special significance in the dominance hierarchy. Newborn offspring and their mothers are the most privileged and protected members within the group. This means that at this time, they're an exception to the ranking system. As long as a mother carries a baby with a natal coat, she'll be allowed to sit, socialize, groom, and feed with the higher-ranking females. This allows low-ranking females the access to better foods at a time when nutrition is essential. After about 6 months of age, you will see a complete disappearance of the natal coat, which has gradually disappeared after birth. As soon as the other members of the troop detect the change in the infant's coat color, both mother and infant will lose their special status, and the infant will assume the social status of the mother. Java infants will nurse for up to about 9 months. However, after the mother loses the special feeding privileges, she will wean her baby onto more solid foods, such as fruits and bugs. Well, this concludes the presentation here at the Wild Monkey Swimming Pool. Does anyone have any questions?
Do you ever find the monkeys in this area?
No, they never come to this area because there's an electrical wire at the top right here and at the bottom.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
They really rarely come to.
Yeah, no.
You can't.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the monkeys swim, but right now, since I guess it's a little bit cold, they're more hesitant about going in the water.
And they give birth to shit, it takes 6 months to give birth?
Yeah, about 6 months. No, the fish don't bother them.
They don't bother fish.
Be careful with them, okay?
It's very heavy.
It's very heavy. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd like to take this chance to thank you all for coming out today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Monkey Jungle.
Mhm.